Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? So, we're going to talk about guild coins today and kind of, well, what to spend them with. So, let's begin, right? So, when you get into the game, obviously, most of you guys, when you first start out, you probably have all kind of known that, well, for the most part, guilds are pretty much a core fundamental part of this game. And so, when you join a guild, all right, you're essentially given your daily helps, but you also get access to something called the gift shop, or aka the guild shop, right? And in the guild shop, you get what is called guild coins. Guild coins are kind of like your get free, pay some helps per day kind of key to getting access to basically everything almost imaginable. Now, I honestly, when you get into the topic of spending guild coins, I think just about everybody has their own opinion on what is and what isn't good with your guild coins. There are many players out there that will tell you, many a time or two, that will come up and tell you that, if you get jewel chests, and you do a lot of them, and you do a regular amount of jewel chests, all right, that you're more than likely going to have a good set of jewels in the future. Obviously, I'll have another video here in the near future discussing jewels, but for what it's worth, right, we're going to stay on topic here. And we're going to basically answer the question of, well, what the heck are you supposed to use these guild coins for? Right? Because I know some of you out there are probably using your guild coins for 8-hour shields. I'm sure some of you out there might be using them for 20% boosts, especially army size boosts. I've heard that's a pretty popular one. Obviously, some people out there notice that, hey, I could give my guild coins in return for speed ups. Now, this might not be so bad, right? Your 50% gather, that maybe not be so bad. Oh, wait a minute, 127,000 for 7 days. So think about it. 7 days times 3 is what? 210. So for 127, you're saving a little bit. Then of course, you got your speed up merges. Of course, this is a little new for a lot of us. So for a 3-hour merge, it's 180, but for just 60, it's 108. Ugh. Yeah, so for the most part, right, when it comes to speed up merges, guild coins don't look so great. Obviously, the pack merging boost, it's not terrible. Of course, here we get into the thick of the boosts. Your 7-day boosts for only, what, 20k at that? Okay. To answer the ruling question of basically what is it exactly that you should use your guild coins on, and this is honestly my 2 cents on the subject, all right, is if you're going to go out and you're going to go spend your guild coins, my recommendation is that you should build up an enormous quantity of guild coins. Now, I, for one, recently had to move kingdoms, and so when I did that, I ended up burning most of my guild coins in the process, but for the most part, I personally like to keep about 1 million guild coins on hand, and I never try to dip below that. The reason being is because essentially giving yourself 1 million guild coins gives you that extra antsy amount in guild coins, so that if, let's suppose, you lose your leader, okay, 60k gets your leader back. In some circumstances, you may find yourself in a real spot. You may need a random reload, but don't have any randoms. There you go. And again, when it comes to guild coins, all right, jewel chests are a wonderful way to spend them. I mean, for 100k a pop, you're obviously taking quite a bit of your guild coins out, but when it comes to getting jewels are a pretty valuable piece in this game, and it's part of the very fabric of the game. So I guess in some sense, right, to answer the overall question of what exactly do I spend my guild coins on, I love to save about 1 million guild coins, and then every mill I have after that, I put them into migration scrolls, so that if I want to, I can move kingdoms. From time to time, I find myself in situations where it may come in handy to have a talent reset or a revival fruit or two. And so I'll occasionally spend guild coins on these. But a lot of the time, by saving about 1 mil, you have a lot of flexibility. Obviously, what that means is that a lot of the time I'll have about a 2 mil to 3 mil in reality, but I never try to dip below 1 million, if I can. And 1 million's just for reserve, just for backup. It's just a way to keep yourself from getting screwed over. But I love spending my guild coins on the 25% boosts for production, especially since when you're trying to produce a sizable amount of resources on a regular basis, having 7 days of that's pretty helpful, especially if if you've got hyper accounts, especially if you're, setting up several hyper accounts, then you'll definitely want to invest into whatever resource that you're doing on that account. Or if you do it kind of like I do and you split it across all three, then it pays itself to really kind of invest into the 7-day boosts. When it comes to the speed ups tab, like I said, the 50% boosts for 24 hours is, in my opinion, kind of rubbish. If you can get some of the 7-day 50% boosts, if you're gathering a lot. And again, it kind of depends. If you like to gather, then all the power to you. I don't do a ton of gathering because I just don't. I like to use production buildings more than I do. But if you're somebody out there that wants some multi-house, then your 7-day boosts are not so bad for the gather boost. Now, inside the combat tab, I would never in my entire gaming career ever spend my guild coins on 8-hour shields. And the reason being is because, for the most part, I don't need an 8-hour shield, and really nobody does. Okay, an 8-hour shield really doesn't save you any. And if anything, you're better off putting your troops in the shelter for 12 hours, and then every once in a while, in that 12-hour duration, just remember to re-shelter so that you're not completely screwed. Now, obviously, I know some of you guys out there don't set reminders, but I recommend you try that out to just kind of avoid running into that situation. Because, again, it'll happen. Obviously, army size boosts, that's certainly an answer. I think that, for those of you out there that are spending your guild coins on armor size boosts, I think you're not wrong to do that because they're really hard to come by. There are some circumstances where you can get them in Guildfest, but for the most part, it's really hard to get these. So if you are spending them, I think you can definitely make an argument for it. And then obviously in the chest tab, like I said, 100% of the way, all jewel chests. I really wouldn't bother with material chests, because if you really need materials, in my opinion, you're just best got off going out to gather. But needless to say, that is pretty much it for the video. It appears that I am being scouted, so who knows, maybe there's another video for you guys. But needless to say, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I guess my question for you is what do you spend your guild coins on? And what would you argue is the best item in the game to spend? Tell me in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.